Okay, so here we are on Stoff Stil's UK website, and I thought a video would be the quickest and easiest way to show you a few things that I discovered the other day when I was having a play. There's a few little differences and nice little touches on this website that I think you'll like, and a few things that I thought you needed to be aware of if you were planning on ordering from Stoff Stil. So here we are, here's the website, and as you can see, lots of lovely, bright, cheerful, clear, inspirational images, lots of ideas, loads of different categories. There's so much on here that you can explore. I'm not going to go into it all today, but every craft you can think of is on here. If I went through it all today, we'd be here for ages. But just have a look over on hobby. Look, purse manufacturing, embroidery, jewelry making, shoe manufacturing, upholstery, all kinds of things. So I'm not going to go through it all today. I'm just going to point out a few little fun little features that I thought you would like. So fabrics, let's have a look at those. Let's have a look at woven viscose. So currently Stoff Stil have 85 different woven viscose in stock. Quite a good range there. Down the left hand side here you can see all the different filter options, so you can narrow your search by product group, by price. This is something I wanted to point out. So Stoff Stil dressmaking fabrics come in a range of widths starting from 125 centimetres, which is 49 inches, and going up to 145 centimetres, which is 57 inches. Now, I'm used to purchasing fabric in 60-inch widths, so if you go right down the bottom end of the scale, that's just over 10 inches narrower than I would be used to purchasing. So if you're the same, it's worth bearing in mind when you're calculating your yardage. I'm terrible for not looking at fabric widths when I order, and so many times I've ordered fabrics and they've been narrower than I thought they were going to be. So I just thought I'd point that out. And also the fact that everything on this site is in metric. So it's all in centimetres. So if you're used to working in imperial, in inches, like I am, it'd probably be worth your while to have one of those centimetre to inches converter things open on your screen in a separate tab while you're browsing through, or when you start calculating your yardage. So this is probably one of my favourite features. Okay, so look what happens when you hover over an image of the fabric. Not only do you get an image of the fabric, but you also get images of garments made up in said fabric. I am disproportionately bowled over by this because I just think it's a really cool feature. I'm always nervous about ordering online, and for me, to see a garment made up in the fabric that I'm looking at gives me so much more information about that fabric than just the flat picture. Even this kind of scenario, which is quite prevalent on websites, the little drape and twist picture, it gives you an idea of the fabric, but look, this tells you so much more about the weight, the drape, and look of the fabric when it's made up into a garment. So that's a big selling point to me for this website. I would probably feel confident ordering that without even ordering a sample, because I can see how it makes up into a garment. On each fabric page, you will get all of this information as well. And one of the cool things that we noticed when we were at Stoff Stil's HQ is that there was a bank of washing machines. So every fabric that comes through the doors will go through a wash cycle in a standard washing machine, so that they can measure how it performs in a standard wash. All of which means that they can say with some certainty, the things like shrinkage and fabric care. So I thought that was a really nice feature as well. This is another really nice feature. Add to mood board. So if we like that fabric, we can click add to mood board. Okay, I'm going to make another one up. So I've been playing I'm going to call this monochrome too. I've made several versions of this video because I keep getting interrupted or gabbling my words. I'm not used to talking to you like this. I'm used to typing words on a page, so it's a bit of a new one for me. Okay, so what it'll do is it'll add it to this toolbar underneath your mood board, and you can click and drag the image up onto your mood board. It's a bit like a cross between Polyvore and Pinterest. That's what it feels like to me. And you can also add arrows and text. So you might want to say, I don't know, nice viscose for a shirt or something along those lines. And you can click and drag that down. So you can basically go through the site, finding all the fabrics that you like and adding them to your mood board and making a note of what you think they would be good for. You can do the same for patterns, of course. So you can start building your mood board, so your fabrics and your patterns that go together and what you want to make. So let's talk about the patterns. One thing you'll probably notice is they are super cheap. They are £3.75 a pattern. Now there is a reason for that. They are not multi-size patterns. When you order in the size that you want. So say you want to order a size 12, you will get a single size pattern. Okay, it is pre-cut, so you don't need to cut around any you know, tricky lines or anything like that. It's already cut out for you, which is a big selling point. And it comes on like an interfacing type fabric that you can stitch up into a toile before you even start thinking about even muslin fabric or, you know, heaven forbid, cutting straight into your fashion fabric. So again, another good selling point. The only downside I can see to this is if, like me, you sometimes have to grade between sizes on a pattern, then you can't do that obviously on a single size pattern because it's only the one size. So you would either have to order both sizes. So say you needed to grade from a 12 to a 14 at the hips, you'd have to order both patterns, the 12 and the 14, and blend them. Okay, now that's not as bad as it sounds when you consider that they are £3.75 each. So even if you had to order two of them, it would still be a lot cheaper than a lot of the patterns out there. Okay, the other option is to order the larger size and then at the 12 stage adjust that pattern to fit. So slightly different to the patterns that certainly I'm used to getting. I've always worked with multi-size patterns or self-drafted patterns. So I've got some coming to me, so I will keep you posted on that. But yeah, something to be aware of. So if you're a straight size 12 or 14 or 16 or whatever, brilliant. You know, if you have to grade between sizes, then I'd probably order both and blend, or you could get the larger pattern and adapt it at the 12 stage. So okay, so let's look for a top that would go with that viscose. How about this one? I think that would look quite nice in that viscose. Never want to be predictable with my shapes and simple lines. There you go. Okay, so let's say I want that in 14, and I am going to go and add that. Oh, yeah, all your various other sort of yeah, because of course you can see that garment made up in that image as well. So you've got your line drawings and flats and your technicals and etc, etc. So let's add that to the mood board that we just made, which was monochrome 2. Select, go to mood board. Okay, and then I'm going to scroll down. Alright, so that's one sewing plan made. There we go. I want to make that top in that fabric. Okay, which I think actually would look pretty cool. Then what you can do is you can either, say you had this full of stuff, you know, you had a big old plan up here of a whole capsule wardrobe, and all of your products were lined up down here. So you could go in and you could add 1 or 2 at a time by clicking on the relevant thumbnail and adding that to your basket. Or you could, if you'd planned your sort of entire capsule wardrobe, you could say to yourself, right, I'm just going to order the whole lot. I'm going to order it in one go, all of the patterns I need, all of the fabric I need, and I'm going to spend the next 6 months sewing my perfect wardrobe. Okay, if you wanted to do that, you could just click add all products to basket, and there you go. But one of the things I wanted to point out about this, obviously, is it'll add the pattern, it'll add the fabric, but it will just automatically add 1 meter of fabric. Okay, so make sure you go in and change the fabric quantity to the quantity that you need for that pattern. Okay. Another feature that I thought was really cool, this one, inspiration, it's quite a small feature on the website at the moment, but they are looking to expand it. Okay, so it's only 2 pages of this at the moment, and they call it inspiration, but excuse me, but what they actually are kits. So let's go down here. What do we like the look of? Let's have a look at this one. Okay, so if you click on one of these, what it does is it adds everything that you need to make that particular garment into a kit. Okay, so it will give you the pattern, the haberdashery, and the fabric, and the exact right amount of fabric for the size pattern that you've selected. Okay, so on this occasion we're looking at the trousers here, but if I click on this, it will change to the turtleneck. Okay, so I can see at a glance, which is really helpful for keeping track of spending, that it will cost me £21.62 to make that particular top. Okay, let's have a quick look actually, something I wanted to test out. So that's for a size 8 top, and I need 0.8 meters of fabric, so just under a meter. What happens if I go right up the scale? Right, so I'm going to do an 18. Okay, so you can see the price is adjusted slightly, which tells me that perhaps the fabric quantity, yeah, the fabric quantity is adjusted according to the size of the pattern that you select. So it's all interlinked. Really, really clever. Now, at the moment, it's going to cost me £26.27 to make that top in that fabric in a size 18. I might say, well, hang on a minute, I have got light non-woven interfacing at home, so I don't need that. So I'm going to take that off. The price goes down. I've got loads of white thread. I don't need that. So I'm going to take that off, and the price adjusts. And I also have a whole stack of zips, so I'm going to take that off as well. So at the moment, I'm just ordering the fabric and the pattern, and it's going to cost me £20.80. Okay, and then click put all products in basket. Oh, actually, no, we're not going to do that. I'm going to show you this because this is another cool feature. You can change it up to suit you. So if you didn't want that stripy fabric and you wanted that fabric instead, it would change to that fabric and adjust the price accordingly. Let's have a look. I've actually bought this fabric, and it is lush, honestly. So say you wanted to make that top in that fabric, you would change it and it would change the price. And then you click put all products in basket. Products have been added to the basket, then you go to your basket. There's my viscose tunic shirt combo, and there's my kit that I've just ordered as well. Okay, so those are some of the really cool features I found about the website, and I just wanted to touch on a couple of other things. So Stoff Stil are based in Denmark, and they ship directly from their HQ in Denmark. Hence the delivery is 5 to 7 days. There's no getting away from that. If you're buying from an overseas, warehouse, then that's it. That's something we've just got to accept. The shipping options, there's two. One is £7 and one is £9. I've actually placed a rather large order. I wonder if I can show you. Let me see. Oh, sneaky peek of what I've ordered. Yeah. Okay. No, this wasn't me. This isn't all me. My stepmom also ordered some fabric, so I haven't been. Okay, so yeah, this is what I've ordered. Aren't I naughty? But yeah, I'm planning some wardrobe basics, so I've placed a bulk order. So I will have all of these fabrics in my stash, in my hot little hands soon, hopefully. But the reason I ordered a lot at once is because it made more sense to me to do that, to pay the shipping cost once rather than lots of different little orders. So just a thought. Okay, so we're back on basket now. And yeah, as I was saying, so delivery is 5 to 7 days, and postage is £7 or £9, depending on which option you select. I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom of the page here. So the company, so the Stoff Stil UK company, is actually registered, has an office in London. So there is a UK customer service hotline. But just to reiterate, they do ship directly from Denmark. So that's why there's a slightly longer lead time, 5 to 7 days, than you might expect from a UK supplier. Now, the other thing that I wanted to point out was this, fabric swatches. I saw a comment somewhere, I don't know if it was on a forum or whether it was in reply to one of the posts that I put on Instagram, saying that Stoff Stil don't do fabric samples and that people didn't feel confident ordering from a new company, an unknown quantity, if you like, without first ordering samples. So I fed this back to them and they said, no, we can always do samples if people email us. But what they've done now is they put a little section here just to let people know that they can order samples. So here you go. If you wish to order fabric swatches, we kindly ask you to send us an email at info@stoffstil.co.uk with your full name, address, and the item numbers of the fabrics you would like, up to a maximum of 5 swatches. So there you go. If you want to order samples, you can. If you want the product number, here we go. This is where you find it. Here. This is where the product number is. So just bung those in an email to Stoff Stil and they will get you some swatches out in the post. So there you go. I think that's it. Obviously, there's a lot more to the website than what I've just explained, but there's just a few things that I thought were pretty cool features. So yeah, go and check it out. And up until the 15th of February, if you use the code Portia Lorry X Stoff Stil, you can get 15% off at checkout, but that runs out on the 15th of Feb. So yeah, go and have a look, but be careful because there's a lot to see and you could fall down an internet rabbit hole, trust me. Okay, so yeah, that was my first ever sort of vocal stroke audio recording. I hope it was okay for you, and I will be back soon. See you later.